Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about the rotator cuff and how it relates to us as weightlifters. The rotator cuff is a series of 4 muscles. We have your infraspinatus, your supraspinatus, your subscapularis, and your teres minor. You don't necessarily need to remember the names of them, but you do need to know why they're important and how they function for us as weightlifters. A few things that they all have in common: they all attach to your scapula at some point, and then they all insert in the head of your humerus, which is the end of your arm bone here. Basically, they're responsible for fine-tuning the head of the humerus in the shoulder socket when the shoulder is going through a range of motion or under load. So they help with flexion, abduction, and external and internal rotation. So anytime we are pulling through the top of a lift or going overhead in a snatch or a jerk, those fine-tuned movements that we need to stabilize the head of the shoulder in the joint, especially with load overhead, the rotator cuff is directly responsible for that. So that's why we're always harping on you guys about keeping your shoulder blades pinned down and together. We're trying to tap into those muscles. There are some drills that I like to have my athletes do in terms of keeping your rotator cuff strong and increasing your bracing capacity with those little muscles around the shoulder blade that stabilize you. The first one that I want to go over is the Cuban press. So you're going to have a light set of change plates. You're not going to be doing anything heavy with this. This is an aggressive internal to external rotation drill for the shoulder that ends in a press. So you're going to pin your shoulder blades down and together. We're going to be actively pulling the elbows up as the knuckles stay down. From this position, keeping pinned, we're going to externally rotate into a stacked position, and then we're going to press overhead. When we come down, we're just going to retrace those steps, keeping our shoulder blades pinned. So I'm going to come down to a 90, keeping my shoulder blades pinned. I'm going to internally rotate, knuckles down, elbows stay high, and then I'm going to come down slowly, okay? If you have any issues with this movement, if you are feeling tight and your shoulder is being pulled forward here, that's a sign of having weakness in your rotator cuff and or signs of an impingement starting in your shoulder. So these drills will be very helpful for that. You're going to do sets of 5, again, very lightweight for this drill. Am I talking too fast? All right. The second drill that you are going to do is a sequence on the crossover symmetry bends if you have them. I like to do these in warm-up. I have all of my athletes do this in warm-up. It helps to bulletproof your shoulder because you are working those muscles of the rotator cuff through a variety of range of motion drills that's going to help everything activate in your upper back and around your shoulders before you go to snatch or jerk. So you have a 5-part sequence that you're going to go through 5 times. You're going to grab your lighter resistant band. You're going to step back so you have a good amount of resistance. The first part is a straight arm pull apart. And then we have an X diagonal, pinning the shoulder blades down and together, X diagonal the opposite side, and then both arms are going to come up and back, and then both arms are going to come down and back. So that's one rotation, and you're going to go through that 5 times, keeping your core tight, trying to work against the resistance without shrugging up, only pinning down and together. You are going to repeat that sequence with a slightly higher resistance band facing away from the point of origin. And again, you're going through that same sequence, this time letting the cables pull you into an open position while keeping the scaps tight. So we have straight across, back to center. We have X diagonal, back to center, X diagonal, center. Both arms up and back to center, and then both arms down and back. And you will also repeat that 5 times through. The last drill that I like to do, you can do with a TRX, you can do with rings, but it is an active, wide elbow pull into an overhead press where you're going to finish in a snatch grip, keeping your shoulder blades pinned down and back. So you don't need a ton of resistance on here, but you're going to lean back to whatever angle you can handle with your body weight. You're going to be pulling wide and out, and then going all the way overhead, and then retracing your steps on the way down. Again, elbows are going to go wide and out, shoulder blades are going to pin down, one smooth movement coming into a 45-degree angle position.